I'm paying up on my bet with this guy.
Bets up.
Double or nothing bet.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steelers lost, or Steelers won twice, because the first bet was last season. They bet again this year. And so Eric has to wear a wig and a Steelers shirt because of the loss.
Then if you remember a few weeks ago,
these two played in the playoffs.
Yes, semifinals, and we had a bet. Push-up for every point lost. And if you watched the following episode, you saw how many push-ups this dude had to do.
How many is that, Anthony?
32.
32!
32! Point for every point lost. Push up for every point lost.
That's how you blonde girls do it, right? What's up, y'all? This is Steeler fan Gary Wolf.
This is Kelen Conley.
This is Anthony Sellers.
And that is Eric Jordan.
And this is
Browns in Our Blood.
Browns, we did good this year, baby. Future looks bright. Future looks bright.
Thoughts on the Browns versus Ravens game?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the Ravens game. Let's start out with Anthony over here.
Went and watched it, met up with Jeff Mitchell. That was a lot of fun. So thanks for coming through, man. That was really, really exciting.
I would have been there, Jeff, but I told you I was in Los Angeles.
Watched it at Kegler's. A bunch of Steelers fans. I went and watched it at Kegler's. Had a lot of fun. Like there was me and him in the front, and there was another table right beside us that was also Browns fans, and then everybody else in the back behind us and around us were Steelers fans, and there was one table of Ravens fans. They gave me a death look too when I left.
Oh, did they?
Oh yes. I just gave them a head nod, and like this old woman was like. She was like in her 40s or 50s, was like, just didn't nod or anything, just gave me this huge pissed off look. I'm like, why are you pissed off? You won the fucking game.
Give me back my 2 Super Bowls!
Right.
But yeah, like, I just gave a head nod, like, you know, as I'm walking out.
Wow.
They didn't acknowledge anything.
Wow.
And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. If I acknowledge you, acknowledge back. But no, it was a good game. They ran all over us. It was definitely a playoff atmosphere. I think we saw what the two teams are going to be going forward. Lamar Jackson and Baker, that's going to be a good little rivalry matchup.
Yeah.
For years to come.
Watching the highlights, I was impressed with Callaway, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah.
That's probably the best game of the year, I think.
Gotta be.
It was.
Game,
yeah.
Baker, he's got a good touch on us. When he's, I've been impressed with him. I hate to admit it, but he's good. Look, I should take it, you guys being lifelong Browns fans, not to rely on the Browns for a win. So I was okay, and I was ready for it.
You was prepped.
I was prepped. I just
Still
drew from your experience.
Yeah, you learned from us.
Yeah.
You do feel the change coming in the division, though, right?
I think Cleveland will get better, but I don't think we're going to hit the sewers like you guys think.
I don't say sewers. I think you're not. Cincinnati's going to be the sewer.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a free-for-all between Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh.
Okay. I can see that. They got. I think Pittsburgh's got a lot to clean up in-house, though.
Yeah.
This offseason.
It's fixable, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely fixable. I got 2 major things. One, I like it. I like the way we lost. I like it. I like that the last play that Baker Mayfield had this year was that play. That he threw that interception a little bit short, and that's going to burn him all off season. That's going to be implanted in his mind. He's going to go.
What's going to burn him was the play before that. They didn't show it on the highlights, but the play before that, there was an out route to Landry that it would have been a first down if he had caught it.
Yeah,
but he threw it behind him. Yeah,
and
Landry missed it. Baker said in his postgame that that's going to be the throw that he thinks about all off season.
Basically, that whole mentality right there. That off season, he going to think about how close he was. I mean, he did turn his organization around. He turned his organization around big time, but he was this close to getting us in the playoffs. I mean, he's almost like a god now in Cleveland. I mean, I'm
not going to go that far.
No, I go to Cleveland all the time. My brother's there, uncles are there. I mean, last time I was in Cleveland was, and I had to say it was for my aunt's funeral. I love you, Aunt Lois. But when I was there, when we talked football, there was serious conversation like, this feels like LeBron. It feels like LeBron. That's from Cleveland people. I just think that the way he ended, it's perfect for him. He's just going to go off. He's going to come back. He's going to work hard off season, and we're going to see the fruits of that next season. I think Bake's the real deal. The way we lost is going to benefit this team. Second thing I got from the Ravens game is, in this year's draft, we got to, like, specifically draft to stop Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's going to be a problem. I tell you this, man. I've seen a lot of running QBs in this league. Yeah. It's something different the way he runs the ball.
He looks like a Madden created player. That's what I think he looks like.
He's fast. He is fast.
But you can tell the game runs really slow for him. It goes really slow for him. Like, he puts himself in situations, even when he knows he's about to get hit, that he's not going to get hit that hard. To do that in real time against people coming at you, to know, like, okay, let me shift it a little bit this way, a little bit this way. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see him getting majorly hurt the way that he plays. And he's hard to get to. He's hard to get to. He's sneaky fast.
He had 2 touchdowns on Sunday.
If you want to win in our division in AFC North, you got to think about how you're going to deal with Lamar Jackson.
I want to see what happens when somebody schemes against him to stop his running and he has to beat them with his arm. Because to me, he hasn't shown a lot of downfield ability.
He hasn't.
And everything. And I think that could be an Achilles heel. Is if you load that box up and keep him from running, you have a chance to beat Baltimore.
The Browns did do that better in the second half.
Oh, they look like a different team in the second half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, defensively too, though. They did that, and they stopped the run a lot better in the second half, even though they still had, 280 running by doing a lot of more loaded fronts.
Well, I tell you, man, it's going to be fun watching these teams for the next how many years?
Yeah.
Lamar and Bake. And that's just those two because they're the faces of. But there's a lot of rookies: Hayden Hurst, Callaway, and Chubb. I mean, there's just a lot of talent out there. Gus Edwards, you know what I'm saying? These are new faces of our league, and man, I'm excited. I'm excited.
That looked like a playoff game to me. It looked like it was a wild card game.
Yeah.
So that's something we get to look forward to, like twice a season from those two teams, like for the next 4 or 5 seasons. And I'm definitely in.
I'm definitely in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Baker berry juice. Baker did get an NFL record for 27 touchdowns thrown by a rookie quarterback.
13 and a half games too.
I mean, they're gonna have more tape. They're gonna have more tape on Lamar. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be more tape on everybody. I don't know. It's something different with Baker. The real thing about with LeBron that I take away from that is that the way he makes people around him play better. You know, he really does that. Look at that game Callaway had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Perryman. He's been trying to do this his whole career.
And he couldn't get it done in Baltimore, and he comes to Cleveland and look at the great season he had.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go check out Mic'd Up on NFL Network for the game, for the Ravens-Browns game. And there's some really cool things that Baker does on the sideline with his offensive lineman. And it's just really, really cool. You know, he's special. He's special.
I think he is too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that, I mean, of course, being with you guys, I'm always kind of watching the Browns, but he's really the reason why I'm like, I have to watch the Browns when they're on.
Yeah.
Who should be the Browns' next head coach?
Next topic, head coaching. Greg Williams interviewed this week. Eric, what are you thinking the Browns are going to do as far as the head coach? You think they're going to stay the course, or you think they're going to bring someone in?
Well, I mean, I think they're bringing somebody in. They wouldn't be doing all this interviewing. I mean, they could have shut that down if they were going to keep Greg Williams. So it's obvious. I think they're not going to keep Greg Williams. I wish they would keep Greg Williams because I like what I've seen, the little sample size of what I've seen, the chemistry and the camaraderie between him and Bake. I like it. I like it a lot. And it sounds like if he doesn't get the position at Cleveland, he might get a head coaching job somewhere else. So
I don't know about that.
I mean, there's like 8, 9 open jobs this year.
There's a lot of spots open.
Yeah. You know, somebody's going to look at him and be like, yo, he turned the Browns around. You know what I'm saying? The analyst's been getting me a little bit this week with how McCarthy molded young QBs. And I started thinking about what he did, Brett, and how he's done with Aaron.
Did he coach Brett? I didn't know he coached Brett.
Was he with Brett? Yeah.
Brett for a little while.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm like, I can see that. I really don't want to lose Greg Williams on defense. So if he comes in, but they're all Dorsey guys. So McCarthy's a Dorsey guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they keep him. But yeah, I wish we would keep Greg Williams.
I think he's keeping it close to the vest. I think Dorsey is. Like we talked earlier before recording that Kitchens was getting blocked from being interviewed for head coaching jobs. So it's honestly, it looks like it's going to be him to me. If they're doing that and they want to make sure that he's.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, that.
So when I saw him say the block, I was thinking they just try to keep him at OC. But
there's also a possibility of that. That way, if they decide to go with a McCarthy or Williams, they have a chance to hire him as their offensive coordinator
first. Yeah.
First, okay.
If he wants to stay there.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So but I think that I personally would like to see him as the head coach. I mean,
Kitchens?
yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of tape on him, but you see how he has that same kind of rapport with Baker too.
Right.
It's the same kind of stuff he has in mind for the offense, which will be good. And then that also would allow Greg Williams to stay, and he'd probably be more receptive to staying as a defensive coordinator with someone else that was in house coming in, being moved up.
I'm telling you,
that would be a move I would be for.
I'm with that scenario. I just really don't want to lose Greg Williams for defense, especially for our division. Our division is so defensive minded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, all the stars get the headlines, but it's really, you know.
The thing with Greg Williams is he's got to teach them to tackle better because their tackling is always poor. All his defenses have poor tackling.
Damn, I never thought about that. Yeah.
I heard they are interested into a college coach because the college coaches, with us having the youngest team in the league, you know, all our players around 25 and under, that they want someone who can still teach.
I personally would like to see Greg Williams say, I feel like they should just keep in place what they have right now. Keep Kitchens the coordinator if it's possible. Keep Greg Williams as the head coach, and just go with it. I fear that they'll bring in somebody that's not McCarthy or an Arians, or they actually do reach out and go to somebody who's from the collegiate level. I'm afraid they'll bring them in, and then everything that they build up this year will just be a huge step back next season. Is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm really hoping that they just stay the course, or if they do make a change, bring in somebody who has an NFL level. Someone's been in the NFL for a while, like a McCarthy or Arians.
Well, I think that's also. I think that's why they're also trying to be so exhaustive with their search, just because they want to try to get the best scenario to keep everything as cohesive as possible.
Right.
Because they don't want to take that step back next year.
Right. And they finally found some chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what Kellen was kind of pointing out, is you want to be careful. You don't want to change and somebody come in and want to put a whole new offensive scheme in, a whole new defensive scheme.
Right.
They, you know.
Yeah.
You've got something good started.
Yeah.
Don't tear it down.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I mean.
But I'll tell you one thing I don't like. I don't like those dual roles of head coach / coordinator.
You like what we had before with the nameless one?
The nameless one.
Yes.
Do we not say his name anymore? I love that.
I'm not.
Do you know he's up for the Bengals
Of course he
head
is.
coaching position?
Of course he is.
Well,
Best wishes.
There's a petition in Cincinnati against that right now.
That's beautiful. He's just going to look at the tape anyway. You know that's what he does.
Right.
Are the Steelers heading towards rebuilding?
So we're on to your topic real quick, which is the Steelers. So Steelers missed the playoffs because the Browns lost.
It doesn't matter. You know, I give you guys a hard time. Browns don't count on the win. We lost 6 games. Out of those 6 games, 4 of those games we were either tied or leading going into the fourth quarter.
The Raiders beat the Steelers this year.
Yes. So if we would have taken
if
we would have taken care of our business, we wouldn't have had to have relied on you guys to have won that game to beat Baltimore.
Yeah, that's
true.
That's real. That's
and I want to throw a shout out to all those Steelers fans at Keglers. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for rooting for the Browns. I mean, that was bad. There was another friend of mine who put, like, Cleveland had 135,000 extra fans, and they still couldn't finish on the game. I was like, we didn't want you guys. Jump off the bandwagon. We don't care how temporary you are.
I still couldn't bring myself to cheer for the for Browns.
Yeah, and
you're loyal.
Because you even asked me, like, are you going to cheer? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I did ask him, actually. I did.
Yeah, you and AB.
Hey,
Jarvis is
y'all
trying
should
to
be
recruit.
ashamed of yourselves.
Jarvis trying to get AB to come to Cleveland.
Look,
that would be a hell of a coup.
That's not going to happen.
It won't happen. But
at first, I was like on a couple of message boards on Facebook.
Is that how you're on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm like, someone said we want LB and AB, and I said no on LB because we got Chubb, and then I said yes on AB. Then I watched Shannon and Skip,
Undisputed,
and Shannon kind of sold me on I don't want that. We don't need that for our culture.
That's the same thing I was saying about Dez earlier this year.
Yeah, you did, and I agree with that. I don't want that. We don't need that. It's just too big of a risk. If he comes in there pulling that shit, no, he's not worth it. And these receivers made me a believer. These receivers, Perryman, Callaway,
took them the whole season.
Yes,
would you say that they played like playmakers?
This Ravens game, yes. We have playmakers.
It's good.
We have playmakers. Yes, we have playmakers. Yes.
It's about time you realize.
Look, Perryman wasn't always on our team now.
That's true. He just got
But
there
he came back.
mid-season.
He came out like week 6. He was there for most of the time.
And Duke Johnson is like been invisible.
You got.
Yes, I really like our receivers. So yes, I'm yeah. No. Leave them Steelers. Let them Divas go. I got a feeling AB's gonna still be in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you think the problem is in Pittsburgh right now? Because we just see it from the outside. You kind of have a little bit more insight as an actual fan.
Ben is still capable, but the backup, I'm a big Zach Rudolph fan.
Mm-hmm.
Or Mason Rudolph, whatever.
Mason.
When they put Josh Dobbs in, I question that as a back. You know, some of the things they've done, and defensively, we are still weak. You know,
Yeah.
And I think that's what's led to our fourth quarter losses. Is the defense just either gets tired or something happens and they shut down come the fourth quarter.
But you think you're going to be all right, though?
I think we'll be okay. I think they'll address it. Pittsburgh's always done that.
Pittsburgh's always good at drafting receivers as well. So if they do want to move on from AB, they'll find somebody to replace him.
I mean, they got Juju right there.
Juju.
Yeah, but they'll, they're going to want somebody else. You don't want just one.
Well, yeah, you got Washington.
Yeah, I was going to say, I heard they're really big on James Washington.
Yeah.
And Eli, I thought Eli was he just not enough balls for it to go around, but I think he's a good receiver. They got and James Conner and they got pieces. So our division's about to get tough.
Oh. I hope the Steelers blow up and tank for 4 years. That's what I want. I just don't want them to fire the head coach. Keep the head coach. Get rid of everybody else.
I'm gonna tell y'all this: the minute Ben is gone, and it's coming, because
I don't think he's going to retire.
I'm just saying, Father Time's coming.
I think he's got 1, maybe 2 more left.
Yeah.
I think he honestly should have left after last season. I think that would have been the proper way to kind of go out. But I think he's going to hang around too long.
That season he had this year, I know they ain't get the results they want, but that boy still can ball. Ben's a bad boy. But Father Time's coming.
Yeah.
And
undefeated.
Yeah.
As many hits as he's taken throughout his career and all the injuries, it's going to add up eventually.
Yeah. I'm just not sold on any QBs. I'm not sold on Rodolph, and I'm not sold on Dobbs. And I just think when Ben goes down, that's when the rebuild comes. Yeah. I think if you lost AB and you lost LB, I think Juju and Ben could still give y'all a winning squad.
Time to pay up on fantasy football bets.
So, we have a FanDuel league.
That he's not champion of.
I'm not champion of that. He's still the rating.
I'm still the champ. I'm still the champ. I'm still the champ.
Undisputed champion of FanDuel.
But I lost some damn bets.
He's Steelers some debts.
Yes.
I'm paying up on my bet with this guy.
Bets up.
Double or nothing bet.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steelers lost, or Steelers won twice, because the first bet was last season. They bet again this year. And so Eric has to wear a wig and a Steelers shirt because of the loss.
Then, if you remember a few weeks ago,
these two played in the playoffs.
Semifinals, and we had a bet. Push up for every point lost. And if you watched the following episode, you saw how many push-ups this dude had to do.
How many is that, Anthony?
32.
32!
32! Point for every point lost. Push up for every point lost.
That's how you blonde girls do it, right?
No girl push
3 sets of 10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I was about to say 14. I thought he was going to go. Wow.
I thought, yeah.
Jesus.
14.
Everybody got a headband?
18 more.
It's all in my head.
16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
I don't think he got low enough on those.
I think those are quarter push-ups.
That's all you're getting.
Right? A few more.
Whatever they was, that's all you're getting. Why couldn't you just win, Anthony? Why do you have to win by so damn much?
Because I want to
Don't
crush
hate
your
the player.
soul.
Hate the players. God. I want to crush your soul. So now that bet's paid,
yes,
and the other bet's paid, he's now debtless, everybody.
Yay!
This bet, he beat me in the semifinals in one league. He beat me in the champ. We didn't have a bet, though. He just beat me in the championship. But it was the championship.
It was the championship. 6 rings!
But for FanDuel, I'm still the champ. That's 2 years in a row?
That's 2 years running.
2 years in a row. And then my league play record, I was in 2 championships, lost in both of them.
He was also in 2 championships.
Yeah.
Lost in both of them.
I was in 1 championship. I won.
So I think what we're trying to say is you might want to listen to us for fantasy football advice because this champion's all aboard. There's mostly champions on this board. You want to listen
coming
to
from the
us
guy
all.
who just paid back 3 bets.
He used to have a fantasy football podcast, but now we know why. He
Yeah.
didn't do it this year.
Yeah,
So-
I should have. I won last year.
He won a gridiron last year.
What have you done for me lately?
What have you
that's
done
it.
for me lately?
Are we doing FanDuel this weekend?
Let's do FanDuel this weekend.
We're doing FanDuel this weekend.
We're doing the playoffs.
Yeah.
But this is over. He says
This
he
is
won
over.
that.
Yeah.
But if you want to play FanDuel, the link's in the description as always. Come join us, and we'll play some playoff.
No. Let me do it with my wrestling voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen here. If you want to play fantasy football with us, the champs, come play with us this Sunday. I ain't playing, buddy. You come down here this Sunday and you play with us. We're going to play FanDuel. The link will be right down here in the box. Come play fantasy football with us.
Rest in peace, Mean Gene.
Rest in peace, me, Gene.
Make sure that you subscribe to MONSTALUNG Sound Vision on YouTube. Hit that bell.
Ring-a-ling-ling.
Yeah. And then you'll never miss an upload when he puts it up, whether it's Browns related or any other great content that is on his channel.
Got my belt up.
We're in the IC channel. Gary, where can people find you?
Hold up. Is this a belt or a
Look at
fanny
the
pack?
It's a fanny pack.
Videos.
Oh, make sure you like.
Yeah, thumbs up, like,
Comment.
subscribe.
And comment.
Subscribe.
Definitely comment. The comments are a lot of fun.
Comment section is
Yes.
a lot of fun. We
Yeah,
got
it's
people in
been-
the
it's been
Netherlands
a lot,
talking to
yeah.
us this past week.
Yeah,
Nice.
and Australia too earlier this year.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you got the bunch of people from Oklahoma that were Baker fans that being Browns
He
fans
watched
now.
he watched a game with a fan of the show on
Yes,
Sunday.
Jeff Mitzel.
Yeah, shout
That
out
was
to
that
Jeff.
was fun. Thanks
Yes.
for passing by, man. That was pretty
Yeah,
cool. It
that was
really
cool. I wish I could have been here for that.
Yeah, man.
I really wanted to meet
I wish
Jeff.
you would have been there too.
Yeah.
You would have loved it.
Special thanks to Gary Wolf for being here.
Anytime.
Hey,
If,
also, if you want to hear us in podcast form, make sure you subscribe to Hyphens Podcast Group.
Hyphen Podcast Group.
That's right. These are on
.com.
all streaming formats, or just go there and the link will be down there at the bottom. We got our Browns and Blood T-shirts. They're also linked. You can get the link to buy the shirts. We got all kind of T-shirts and sweatshirts you can get.
Coffee mugs.
Hyphen Podcast Group T-shirts.
That's it for us this week. That's Eric Jordan.
That's Kelen Conley,
That's Gary Wolf.
And that's Anthony Sellers.
and this is
Browns in our blood. Happy New Year!
Great job, Brownies. Way to
Good
be.
call.
We got Baker, y'all. We got Baker.
Big time, big time.
Anything is possible. Anything.
Say it with me, Gary. Big time, big time,
I hope your cake follows.
big time.